Today, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on the BOBOVR M3 Pro head strap. Before I do get started today though, I did just want to say if you like what you see here today, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and also if you are convinced that you need the BOBOVR M3 Pro by the end of this video, I have left Amazon affiliate links in the description. I did mention in my previous video, I'm avoiding sponsorships on this channel. I want to be able to tell the truth about what I think, and that's exactly what you're going to get today. So yeah, if you want to support me, affiliate links are down below, and let's get into it. Okay, so just like in my other videos, I am going to break these down into pros and cons that I found whilst using the BOBOVR M3 Pro. And along the way, I will be comparing it to my experience with the MetaQuest 3 Elite strap and also the Kiwi Design Comfort Strap, because my God, this thing is obviously completely different to that of the Quest 3 Elite strap or the Kiwi strap. One of the main design differences that they have taken in here is instead of needing a strap that goes over the top, they've replaced that with these extra paddings. So we've got these arms here. So that's them. And we've also got this like front forehead pad. And these really do replace the need for that Velcro strap that goes over. And then to tie it all together and actually put it into the Quest 3, we've got this little inconspicuous strap here. Another unique thing with the design too is the way that the MetaQuest 3 actually goes into the strap itself. With your regular straps, you've got your arms that, they clip on to the side of the actual device itself. With these, you actually slide the device in. They hold the device very, very tightly, and you'd expect that. You don't want the device falling out the front. But yeah, it's very, very different. And I will add too, it's not just a design difference just to be different. It's actually functional. So what happens is when you slide the MetaQuest 3 into these, you get a little bit more rotation as to where the device or the lens actually sits in front of your eye. And I think it's something that's really clever because it's typically something that I notice when I wear the MetaQuest 3 and I'm like, oh, if I could just tilt it a little bit. So yeah, good job, Bobo. And then another like dramatic functional difference of this device is the battery is detachable. Like, how crazy is that? It's attachable with magnets. So, boom. And these magnets are really bloody strong. Like, it ain't going anywhere. They've got, I think, maybe 4. There's 2 magnets here that go straight onto the bottom there, and then you've got 2 magnets here as well. Boom, you can hear how hard it slaps down. And the benefit of having a battery system like this, in my opinion, is whatever the battery gives you, you actually get double that because you can take it off, go charge it, continue playing with the headset, and then when it's fully charged, put it back on and off we go again. It was a really, really nifty idea that they put into this. And the extra added benefit of being able to take it off, go put it on charge, come back and play is the headset actually gets lighter during that 2 hours that you're playing with just the headset power. It's actually crazy. So you get like a little bit of a rest and it's comfortable. It's bloody awesome. I will say the battery is quite heavy. It does add quite a bit of weight to the entire system, but here's where they've really come in with the design. So while the battery is weighing down the back of the headset, these extra pieces that they've added in, like the halo part at the front and the arms, they actually help counter that extra weight that you're putting on the back with the battery. You don't really notice that you're wearing a significant amount of extra weight on your head with these things in place. Like, it is a whole different contraption and I am here for it. In terms of extended battery life that I got with this, I got roughly about an hour and 50 minutes out of it, which, is consistent with what they display on their website and also over on Amazon. Anything longer than 2 hours, I would have been absolutely stoked with. Anything less than an hour, I would have been appalled by. So it definitely came through and delivered on that one. Another great feature that I'd like to tout compared to the MetaQuest 3 Elite strap specifically is just like Kiwi, they've also included lots of padding in the skull cradle. That's something that Meta haven't chosen to do on their one. This stuff just makes it feel a lot more cushy and comfortable in general. And they've also added that padding in on here and here. So you're really getting the full comfort experience when you put this on. And the material that they're made out of as well is that sweat-proof material. So cleaning it off is pretty much just an antibacterial wipe and off you go. Another notable thing that Bobo have done is they added in these Grippy pads. So one of the features of the actual padding that they've put in is they've put the padding in with Velcro. So you can see there, these pads come off if you like, and you can replace them with the Grippy pads. The Grippy pads are obviously great for people that have no hair, even though I can't utilize these really, like they actually hurt because I've got hair. But I guess them thinking of people that are bald and using these was a really, really cool feature. So they definitely get brownie points for that. Another feature that I have to tell you about, I can't breeze over this one, is the hinges in the arms. So if you guys watched my Kiwi design video, the hinges were particularly a winning feature. These allow you to put the headset on a lot easier. Now, unlike the Kiwi strap, the hinges on the BOBOVR M3 Pro go not only this way up, but they also go down. Now, when I noticed this, that the hinges could actually go the other way as well, I was like, how does it actually feel compared to the standard position that all the other straps seem to sit at? What if you do put it a bit higher? What if you do put it a bit lower? Is it a more comfortable fit? And you know what? I actually found if I rotate the hinges just a little bit further down, so they cup my occipital bone a little bit more, it's actually a comfier fit for me. Now, I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have the ability to extend those a little bit further down or find a different placement. With this, you actually can put it anywhere on the back of your head, tighten it, and see which position feels better for you and your head shape. Like, it is a complete customizable experience. And I would encourage anybody that actually gets this to play around where you put the skull cradle on your head and see if a position other than the stock standard straight feels good for you. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because everyone has different head shapes, so it's gonna feel better at a different point for every different person. If anybody else noticed that feature, let me know, because it's not something that they publicize or make a big fuss over, yet it's something that I was like, oh, I really love this. Next thing I wanted to mention about this. Initially, I thought this thing was really freaking ugly. Like, if you go back to my video where I actually purchased this and the Kiwi strap at the same time, I was like, it reminds me of that thing Regina George wore at the prom after she got hit by the bus. Literally. But when I put it on and I got the pass-through and I went and looked in the mirror, I was like, whoa, this is so future. I mean, you already look like a futuristic crazy person wearing the headset, but design, they got really well. And the final thing on the positives list was this, out of all three of these, was the cheapest, okay? So we're gonna talk Australian dollars here, but the MetaQuest 3 Elite Strap, this was like $202 for this. The Kiwi one was $100. The Bobo was $89. So all of the design features that are different about this that make it so much better than everything else I've tried for less. What are you doing, Meta? So yeah, comfort, design, price, everything about this is the Don. Okay, now we're going to talk about the cons. So yes, there is some things I had to mark this down for. I mean, it's got a lot going for it, so it was very, very hard to pick out some things. But the first thing was the installation of it was not intuitive. So from opening the box and going, whoa, what the hell is this thing? How does it work? To how do I put the device in? This is different. It doesn't clip in. What am I doing? I actually had to get out the instructions and really go through what all the pieces are and how they work and what they're for before I could assemble it. Because, you know, these bits didn't come connected. They all came separate. It came folded up in its bear trap look. The battery was, you know, off in another box. I was actually quite perplexed when I opened it. And although that's a drawback for me, I think it's also quite understandable because of how many design changes that they've made in order to enhance the experience. And it's not something that we're used to, just having a MetaQuest 3 out the box. But I got there in the end, and it's not enough of a drawback for me to say, don't buy it. I wouldn't say that. And the second thing that I found a drawback for this, and this one actually, I mean, it's not a deal breaker in terms of having it, but it is a deal breaker in terms of this being my primary strap that I use all the time. And that is, it doesn't fit inside the MetaQuest 3 carrying case. I've said this in previous videos where the carrying case is like the staple accessory that everybody must get first. You do not want to get a MetaQuest 3 without getting a carrying case. The reason for that is because you've got the cameras on the front, you don't want to scratch them, you've got the beautiful pancake lenses, which again, I think make so much of a difference. You don't want those to get wrecked, so having a carrying case from the outset is like an absolute must in my opinion. And I don't leave my device laying around anywhere. Once I'm done with it, it always goes back in the case. Like, it lives in the case. The way they've revamped the case with the controller holders, they've got a little compartment for the cable. I like everything to just fit in there. I can travel around with it. The fact that this can't accompany my MetaQuest 3 in its case, it would mean I've got to like take this out all the time, put the Quest in itself, or put another strap onto the Quest 3, put it away, and then every time I get it out, change it over. So for me, that one thing makes this a little bit impractical. However, I do find myself reaching for it most times that I put it on because it actually enhances the comfort of using the device so much more. And in a way, I kind of understand why Bobo, you know, have decided to go with all of these design features, give you so much more comfort, but conveniently offer their own case as well. However, I got my MetaQuest case first and it was expensive. And yeah, I guess if BOBOVR want to give me a case, then perhaps it'll become my primary strap. But yeah, that was like really the only drawback from it. I mean, I could sit it in the case with the lid open all the time, but then that would make traveling not great. So yeah, and that's pretty much everything that I have to say about this. Overall, it is the supreme ruler when it comes to comfort, experience, and also price. I can't believe that this one was the cheapest out of all three of these that I've got. They've done really well to design something that enhances user experience in the way that this thing does and to offer it for a cheaper price. Like, yeah, good job. Love it, love it, love it. The drawbacks on it, I wouldn't say are enough to deter me from telling anyone not to buy it, especially at the cheaper price point. You can't really go wrong with it. All I would mention is if you don't have a MetaQuest 3 carrying case, make sure that you get one with this in mind, because the one that Meta sells, yeah, it won't fit in there. So you're better off getting one that will accommodate for the BOBOVR M3 Pro. And you should have a case for your MetaQuest 3 anyway. Not judging, but it's protecting your investment, okay? If you also have the BOBOVR M3 Pro and you agree with everything that I said today, let me know in the comments. If you don't agree that this is a good product, also let me know in the comments. And if you are convinced that you need one after watching this video, my affiliate links are in the description. And if you buy through them, I do get a kickback and it supports me. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.